Okay, so my name is Caitlin Harrington.
I'm Tina Holtorf,
And I'm Max Hornback.
and we did our service learning project at St. Vincent de Paul here in Des Moines. St. Vincent de Paul is a nonprofit charitable organization whose mission is to help poor and less fortunate individuals in the surrounding community. St. Vincent de Paul is located in 149 countries and has a worldwide membership of 800,000. The international office is located in Paris, France, and the national office in the United States of America is located in St. Louis, Missouri. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul was started in 1883 when a student was challenged to help poor people in Paris. The mission of St. Vincent de Paul states, inspired by gospel values, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, a Catholic lay organization, leads women and men to join together to grow spiritually by offering person-to-person service to those who are needy and suffering in the tradition of its founder, Blessed Frederick Ozanam, and patron St. Vincent de Paul. St. Vincent de Paul of Des Moines serves many immigrants, refugees, children, men, and women. They serve people of all ethnicities, cultures, and religions. They serve people of all different age groups, from infants in the Child Watch Center to elderly people in the thrift shop and food pantry. St. Vincent de Paul is an agency that helps individuals meet many needs and helps them with challenges they may have. The largest populations served are individuals who are less fortunate below the poverty guideline. St. Vincent de Paul partners with Hunger Free Polk County and is able to offer many different opportunities for people less fortunate. There's a food pantry that's available Monday through Friday during the day and Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul in Des Moines provides clothing to those in need. The clothes closet is open Monday through Friday to anyone who needs it. This is commonly utilized by people who are coming out of prison, coming out of mental health facilities, preparing for a job interview. They also provide furniture to people who need it. This service is available to people who may have lost their furniture due to a fire or due to bed bugs or any other crisis. And there's also financial assistance available that is available to people who may have fallen behind on their rent or their utilities. This assistance is all based on an interview with social services, depending on the availability and the need.
So just to talk about our involvement with the project and the nature of our project and how it contributed to our community partner, St. Vincent de Paul, was more so that it wasn't so much of a one-on-one interaction with people in need, but more so our involvement with an organization to help those people in need. So we helped the organization helped people in need. So it's kind of more indirect. But we did a lot of activities, quite a number of activities. We would restock the bread in the bread pantry, which consisted of about 4 or 5 totes of different types of bread that would range from hamburger buns to baguettes to Italian loaves. There was also a kind of a dessert buffet that was on the front counter of the store. And all of this was free of charge. They did not, charge anything for the bread. It was just for anybody that needed to come in and get the basics for food. We'd also clean and face items on the shelf. I spent one morning pushing a push broom around the store to make sure that the floor was clean. And if there was any downtime at all, we would face the shelves to make sure things were presentable, that price tags could be seen, things like that. We'd also arrange the shelves to make room for items coming from the back room, and that would range from clothes, toys, food, to household goods, small knickknacks, whether it's Christmas decorations, to picture frames, to books, media, CDs, all that. So I know the shoe shelf in the back would be pretty full, and when you've got a full grocery cart full of shoes, that you've got to make room for what's coming in, and that applied to everything from shoes to food to toys. We would price items. We weren't supposed to technically, but we did price some small items like picture frames. We could put maybe 50 cents or $1 at a discounted affordable price for small items like that, but we weren't allowed to price large items like expensive pieces of art or furniture that was more for full-time employees. But we did price some items. We would assist customers with any kind of questions or concerns if they were wondering where something was or if we had anything in the back. Being unfamiliar with the environment, we'd often have to ask for help to make sure that we did have that item or where it would be located. I know for instance, I got a Christmas tree stand for somebody. I had no idea if it was there or not, but I was able to find out that we did have one, and we ended up selling it to them for $1, which was nice because those can get pretty pricey. But we would assist them with questions, concerns. We would load furniture into their personal vehicles. Whether we take a two-wheeler and load a 7-foot tall bookcase into their back of their truck or a trailer, whatever they needed. And we would compact boxes and clothing as well. So Christmas tree boxes was a big one this time of year, and we would take those boxes and put them into the compactor. And same with clothes. Any kind of clothes that couldn't be set onto the shelf to be sold went into the baler to be sent to any other country that might be in need and less fortunate. So, and that was another activity we did often, was sorting items and determining what was eligible to be sold on the shelf and what was eligible to be recycled and put to use somewhere else. So, but nothing was thrown away. Everything was reused. So that was pretty cool. A synopsis of how it went overall for everybody. We had a little bit of confusion at first, just because we knew all of the activities and services that St. Vincent de Paul provides, but we didn't know how we would fit into that equation at all. But soon after starting, within the first 5 minutes of getting there, they'd say, "Oh, we were so glad to have you," and they'd immediately, find something for you to do. And everybody seemed very grateful for the help that we were able to put in. Both staff and customers would come up and say, "Thank you for coming. We really appreciate your support." So I think it went pretty well.
So to kind of bring it back, before we started volunteering, we set out some objectives and outcomes that we wanted to complete for ourselves and for the community through our community partner. We reached all of these objectives and goals that we had set for service learning. These were, we wanted to serve a community of people in need, provide food and clothing for children without, and raise money for a great cause. St. Vincent de Paul allowed us to reach these goals through the thrift store. We worked to put clothes, toys, furniture out for sale just to generate some revenue for the food bank, child watch, education programs, and other services that St. Vincent de Paul provides. While volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul, we learned many valuable skills and mindsets that contribute to being a well-rounded servant leader. So basically, to be a servant leader, one needs to serve first. Greenleaf shows us the importance of this common idea with the quote, "But if one is servant, either leader or follower, one is always searching, listening, expecting that a better wheel for these times is in the making." During our time here, we were shown why that is so valuable. We were shown the efforts of the management of St. Vincent de Paul and how they were always searching for a better way to impact the lives of people around them. We saw the expressions and gratitude that the people receiving held, and that was the biggest lesson. I know for me that learning that these people were benefiting from what you were contributing to was just much more valuable than getting a paycheck. St. Vincent de Paul passes the test of the servant first that Greenleaf points out. So Greenleaf has this test of whether you're a servant or a leader first. And basically this test is, this is a quote from Greenleaf. So it's, "The best test and most difficult to administer is, do those served grow as persons? Do they, while being served, become healthier, wiser, freer, more likely themselves to become servants? And what is the effect on the least privileged in society? Will they benefit, or at least will they not be further deprived?" So we can see that St. Vincent de Paul passes this test by flying colors. Personally, I could see this just by the people that would come in and how much happier and how much more things they would have in their possession to help them succeed. They had success stories posted around the building, and just seeing the community outreach and being part of providing for people that are less fortunate. So this type of leadership was easy to take part in, and it's especially valued at Mercy College. So our core values include knowledge, reverence, integrity, compassion, and excellence. These core values were easily expressed through the outreach of St. Vincent de Paul. As a group, we were able to grow and expand these values by connecting them to the community. We were able to focus on expressing these values through helping others and not only within our education. During our time at St. Vincent de Paul, we learned that they have many opportunities for community outreach. For our group, it was difficult to participate in anything besides the thrift store. If we had more time to meet and invest in St. Vincent de Paul, personally, I would like to help out in the food pantry. So this just seemed like a great experience to get involved in. They had a very large selection of items that people could utilize. They have anything from different food selections to toothpaste and even winter coats. Like Tina touched on, they had the clothing closet for people that didn't have enough money to buy nice clothes for a job interview, or maybe something where they had a situation, maybe they had a house fire or something like that. I think personally I would really like to get involved in helping to provide for these people, and while helping out in the store, we were providing some income, like I said before, to be invested in the services like this one. Another way we could take our project further is to help out the people trying to get an education. I think that we could help by providing our time and knowledge to tutoring people who are struggling to learn English as a second language. It's crucial to learn the language and ways of American society, as it's very difficult to live in a place that you know nothing about. We think it would be a very beneficial way to approach this community outreach. This would make it easier for these people to become more self-sufficient, maybe by getting a job, understanding expectations and norms of society, and just finding resources. It's easy for us to ignore this problem because we just don't notice it because we don't know that they're present. A recommendation to future service learning projects with this community partner is just find an opportunity to volunteer that you're interested in. St. Vincent de Paul has numerous ways to volunteer and invest time, therefore it's very easy to find something that intrigues you. It's an amazing organization for the community needs of Des Moines.
I think we all really enjoyed our time at St. Vincent de Paul, and the one thing that I learned while I was there in this course is that there are so many people in our small community that struggle every day to make ends meet, and there are so many agencies available to them to help them with these challenges.
Yep. I think we've all learned a lot through this course over the semester, and with this project, one thing I've learned is donating your time without expecting any kind of paycheck in the end, without expecting any kind of money at the end of it. And I know it seems simple, but you can talk about donating your time, but then you can actually do it and you can experience it, and that's a whole nother level of learning. So for me, it was I hold time just as high and valuable as I do financial status or even money or paycheck, and just like anybody else would. And so donating time is something that takes away from everybody, and but it has a really good outcome to it, and it's worth it in the end. And that's one thing from doing this project that I learned.
Kind of to go along with that, one thing that I really learned is dedicating only a couple hours a week can benefit so many people. So you may not see how much you're actually helping these people or how much money you're bringing in for different services to be provided, but just a couple hours a week is really crucial to less fortunate.
Well, just to add in, it was a pleasure to meet you both, and I had a lot of fun this semester. So
yeah.
Me too. Thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you.